All right, first a quick check on how Biocon is doing in trade. They've launched a new drug for hepatitis C, and the stock's having a good run in trade today. To join what this means for the company going ahead, 5.5% up for the stock. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, CMD of Biocon, joins me. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking our time speaking to us here on Bloomberg TV India. Congratulations on the drug launch. I just want to get a sense, ma'am, on what this really means for the company. How large is the market for hepatitis drug in India?
Well, this drug is a very important drug, and the addressable market, the collective addressable market for all licensees of Gilead at the moment in India is about 200 crores, and I guess if you were to add the other developing economies to which we are eligible for marketing, collectively will be around 500 crores, and it is expected that this market size will increase to about 1,000 crores in the foreseeable future. But if you think about the fact that there are 9 licensees that Gilead has accorded these rights to, I guess at a company level, I mean, the addressable market for each one of us would be about maybe 10 to 15% of this overall market size. So it is not the kind of market size that you would expect it to be. But having said that, I think we are very committed to virology. We are very committed to the Hep C area, and I think it's a great drug.
And that was actually my next question. How large is the virology department now within Biocon, ma'am, and how are you looking at expanding into that field?
Well, the virology department is a very sort of a streamlined and a very, small organization within the overall branded formulations business. And we believe that is sufficient to really sort of address the various opportunities that we have in this space, because Hep C is something that is prevalent in certain parts of the country. And as you know, most of the Hep C, treatment is basically meted out, with a lot of government programs. So I think that's the way people are looking at the Hep C market. Of course, there is a very large retail business as well. But in terms of the number of people you need on the ground, it's not as large as, say, some of the other disease areas.
Ma'am, your revenues in the last fiscal closing was close to about $500 million. If I recall correctly, you're hoping to double that over the next 4 years to be a billion-dollar company as well. What's the road forward in terms of expansion in Biocon as we step into the new year that shareholders can watch out for on towards that path to becoming a billion-dollar?
I think the most exciting opportunity for Biocon is really in the biosimilar space.
Okay.
We are the most advanced Indian company operating in this space. We are very close to the finishing line in many of our programs. We have the largest portfolio of biosimilar programs under clinical development globally. I think that's what differentiates us in a big way. And if there has to be a correction in our stock value, it is because of biosimilars, because there is no other company in India that is really close to us in terms of addressing global opportunities. And I think that's what is very exciting. This next fiscal is going to be extremely important for Biocon, because we are confident of filing several regulatory filings for our, biosimilars, both in the US and Europe. And I think that is what will differentiate us and give us the very large revenues that we expect from biosimilars.
How does the tie-up with Mylan play into all of this?
Mylan is our partner in these programs, and I think together we are obviously going to be addressing these markets.
Okay.
And we have a profit share arrangement, which is why I said that Biocon is really at the cusp of a very exciting revenue-accretive phase going ahead.
Ma'am, I want to get a sense, you still hold about 74% in Syngene. Does Biocon have plans of reducing that further to get more funds to work on its expansion plans as well?
Well, certainly that is one option that we will consider.
Okay. But no timelines or numbers that you could share with us?
Well, at the moment, we don't have that need.
Okay.
But when we do get into other programs and when our cash needs increase, we might contemplate such an action.
All right. Ma'am, before I let you go, I want to get a sense from you. We've shut out the winter session without the GST passing. It's been a bit of a stalemate and political deadlock again. I want to get a sense of how reforms are really panning and how India Inc. is really looking at it, stepping into 2016. It's been a very tough year across the board. Corporate tax exemptions also on their way out next year as well. Is it going to be another tough year for India Inc.?
Well, I think basically we are looking at a couple of things that would really augur well for India Inc. One is, of course, the ease of doing business, because I think we have too many cumbersome regulations that are almost sort of preventing us from growing faster. Secondly, I think we need a huge focus on freeing up the stuck projects, under the PPP model. As you know, we have a large number of infrastructure projects which are stuck for various clearances. And I think that is an area which the government needs to focus on to make sure that we get things off the ground. And these are, large opportunities for investment, for job creation. I think that needs to really get a lot of focus.
Okay.
And thirdly, I think we must focus on startups and innovation. I think this is a big area. And that is one area where I have been saying that please do not phase out any tax incentives for R&D. Because I think the way forward, if you want non-linear growth, then innovation and R&D are going to be absolutely pivotal to this exponential and non-linear growth that we're talking about. Plus, we also want to make sure that this kind of an approach would, generate far greater job opportunities for scientists and engineers, which is what we need also. So I think the government needs to look at some of these aspects. GST, it was unfortunate that it wasn't passed, but okay, what has happened has happened. But there are many other aspects of our economy that the government can certainly focus on and ensure that this compensates for the GST not passing. And I think there are many, many such opportunities.
Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, thank you so much for your time, ma'am. A very happy new year as well. We don't get to speak to you before that. A good merry season greeting as well. Biocon there soaring 5.5% in trade. Critical points coming out there from Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. They expect to garner about 10% of the total Hep C market currently in India through the drug launch. The big focus towards becoming a billion-dollar company via sales over the next 4 years is going to be through biosimilars, where she has given us a hint in that next fiscal is going to be a big one with 6 to 8 filings coming in with partner Mylan as well. They're not ruling out a possibility of divesting further in Syngene as well. They hold 74% in that company as well after the IPO. That's the word coming in from Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. Also looking forward to some movement on the reforms and hoping the government is hearing. Well, talking about the government and what could be in store for the next budget, a very candid chief economic advisor speaking to Hindu Business Line has said a possible review of the fiscal targets for the next year could be in the offing. Joining me to discuss this further was part of the interview as well. We've got with us Richa Misra.